Hello YouTubers, today I'm really struggling and I'm going to tell you Yamsquad what I'm struggling with straight away. I'm struggling with the taper. And so now that we've kind of got the clickbaity bit out the way, I've spoke about doing a taper and a really good tip for improving your 2K, but the taper can be, I'm going to discuss the difficulties with the taper today. And I've spoke about why you would want to taper, and I've spoke about how you can taper, and I'll just overview that a little bit. So why, basically, in one way of looking at it, why you would want to taper is to make sure you can get the most out of yourself on the day of testing. And what tapering does is help you get your peak energy levels on the day of testing, and so that means before that, you're very energified, you're very up for training, you're ready to go, the motivation's high, you wake up, you spring out of bed, you're going for the next session, but there are no sessions because it's the taper, or there are at least very little sessions, the volume is low, the intensity is low. Like for example, tomorrow we've got one 1K. One 1K. Last week I was doing like 6 billion 1Ks. The week before that, 10 billion 1Ks. And so it's really a case of just trying to hold it all in. And the difficulties with tapering come with that. You feel like you want to do more, but you know you shouldn't. And so you have to really be in control. You have to really sometimes put your foot down, say, okay, I'm feeling really good. You could be like, okay, normally I drive to the shop because it's quite tiring to walk there. But today I'm feeling like I'm full of energy, so I'm going to walk to the shop. But it's things like that. No, don't do anything too differently. Try and maintain the energy that you've gained from the taper and just try and keeping a lid on it. Yes, you can sort of bubble over just slightly, but try and only do the bubbling over on the workouts that you've got, not through anything unnecessary. And that's when you can kind of look at going into sort of injuring yourself when you start doing, okay, I have loads of energy, I'm going to go out and say it is, maybe they're thinking, someone asks you to go do something different, say, I'm not saying bowling, but you can go do bowling, bowling's not big, or like say someone's like, oh, let's go and play some football. And you're like, well, normally I don't get to play football, but I have less sessions, I have more time to do that this week. I'll go see the lads down at the pitch and I'll just kick the ball around a little bit and it'll be fine. Next thing you know, you broke your leg. Obviously, there's a limit and you don't want to wrap yourself up in cotton wool or bubble wrap or whatever it is, but at the same time, you kind of have to assess what your targets are, what your needs are, what you want to do, what your priorities are. And so for me, this weekend is Paris. It is the 2K. So if someone was to say, do you want to go to the cinema? I'd be like, I'm so down to go to the cinema. I can just sit and essentially just watch TV. But if they're asking me, okay, do you want to go out on like a hike, which I would love to do, but something different that I may risk injury and also something that would use more energy than I would normally spend outside of training. So that's really where the difficulties lie. You really have to try and be in control. And sometimes it can be difficult. Sometimes you have to say no and put your foot down to some friends or family that are asking you to do something and you're saying, maybe not this week. But again, there has to be a balance with everything. Sometimes it's good to have that little bit of a refresher of doing something that you wouldn't normally do, but you yourself will know what's too much and what's not, what is okay to do during a taper week or day or whatever it is that you do. But as you can tell, my hair has been cut, and unfortunately I did speak about this previously this morning, but then I went to put it into the video and edit, and the microphone decided to not record. So I think I'll be sending this camera off to get the microphone port sorted. Unfortunately, I think it's a fault with the Sony Alpha cameras, or it's just a case of I use it every single day and it eventually dies on me. So either or, I need to get it seen to so I don't lose the footage. So that's why I have this haircut now, which is foreshadowing for later in the video, and you'll see what I mean in very little time. So now it is a taper day vlog. so not too much erging, but we will go to erging right now and then get on with the taper edition vlog. Oh yeah! And we've finished the erg, or this erg for this morning, and I'm feeling really fresh. Like I said, the taper is in full swing, so today we don't have too much mileage, or tomorrow, or the next day, or even for the entirety of this week. I actually don't know the total mileage for the rest of the week. Well, that was 6,600 meters, so the rest of the mileage for the week is only going to be maybe 10k at most, but that means that last 2k of that 10k is going to be a fast one. Oh yeah, but now as the taper builds up, like I said, the energy builds up and you start to get excited and you start to struggle to almost contain that energy. Just keep a lid on the energy so you're not overdoing it, overspending what you want to keep, but it's still 3 days out from the big dance, so still want to let it bubble over a little bit, but not too much. Oh yeah! Made it into the car for a taper day special. So we've had a lovely little workout this morning. Like I said, it's a case of having lots of energy and trying not to spend it. But today, trying to figure this mop of a haircut out. But since I'm in a new location, I needed to find a haircut place that I can get my hair cut and hope it looks better than this. But also going to try and get some pet food for Yam, or dog food hopefully, for Yam at the pet shop. So having a little bit of fun with filming on the taper day as we head into this weekend where we go to Paris for the Indoor World Rowing Championships. Oh yeah! And we've made it close to the barbers. Now it's time to see if we can fix this. And we've finished getting a lovely haircut at the Turkish barbers out here in Bath. What do you guys think? Quite an improvement, I think. Maybe I've found my new hairdresser. Let me know in the comments below what you think. But for me, I could fall asleep at any point during a haircut, and I almost did there. So I'm a bit sleepy now, but it's beneficial for the taper. Just a little bit of a nap during a haircut. But now we're going to head out and try and get some puppy food for Yam. Oh yeah! And we made it to the pet shop to get Yam some food, and I think this is the first time he's actually in or getting to a pet shop. So hopefully he has a great time. Isn't that right? What's this? What's this? Do you want a giraffe? Oh, crap. And Yam is more interested in the label rather than the actual giraffe. But we've got his food and now it's time to head back to the house. So let's get to it. And we've made it back to the house post getting Yam his puppy food and letting him go around. We've got him, well, his giraffe isn't here. We've got a little bit of a giraffe as he has a little bit of a nap. But yes, today's title was a little bit clickbaity, but it is really interesting how quickly things can change. Like Monday, Sunday, I was in a heinous state. Or even sort of last week, I was not struggling with the program, but being tired because I was training that much. And then when you take the training away, it's your body just, boom, bounces back. Yes, it may take a couple of days, it may take a week or however long, but I mean, that's the whole idea of tapering. You have a little bit of a rest almost, pretty much, and then your body compensates, gets used to it, recovers, and then whack. So it bodes well for this weekend in Paris at the World Rowing Indoor Championships. But I also want to say something else, something a bit unrelated but related. So the title of the video, I'm struggling. Yes, I'm struggling with sort of making sure I can keep the energy I have and not being silly with it. But I know through the world, maybe members of the Yamsquad, people that you know, are struggling with things that actually matter. And so me trying to keep my energy or whatever doesn't necessarily matter. Yes, it's important to me going forward and trying to do the best I can in Paris, but realistically a 2K on the row machine isn't going, a slow one's not going to be the end of the world. And I know some people are genuinely struggling or needing help with something. And so if you're watching this video and you are struggling with something, then I really hope that you can reach out, whether it's to the Yamsquad, to someone that you know, whether it's your friends or family, whether it's on the comments or in the DMs or wherever it is, just so you can sort of share the burden that you have, and hopefully it helps you deal with it a little bit, because when you can sort of work together on your problems, it makes a big difference. But that will be it for today's episode, Yamsquad. Hopefully you enjoyed sort of the special taper day video. Tomorrow, like I mentioned earlier, I've got a 1K to do in preparation for Paris, and it's going to be an interesting one. And obviously I will be keeping my energy just under boiling point for Paris itself, and then we'll have a travel day Friday, which will also be another bit of variation, because remember, variation is key to motivation. But as always, remember to subscribe if you haven't already, hit that like button, and I will see you in the next episode of the vlogs. Oh yeah!